Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Ryan with Gamertag Dad, and today we're continuing on with the Elden Ring series. This is episode 21, and actually we are doing this a little bit different. This is going to be a quick introduction. We put a poll out there and we had the questions of, would you rather see it how it's done, everyday uploads with just me playing the game, or did you want to see weekly to maybe once or twice a week videos to be put out there of all the highlights of the week, the boss kills, the fails, the wins, the finds, the little guides, things like that. And it was a resounding 100% vote on us doing it via the highlights. So in this video we have a little bit of rune grinding. We do speed that up, so it should be quite quick. Two of the first clips at the start do have live commentary on top because I had already pre-recorded those. They are two boss kills. I will put all the timestamps in the description below, and there is some really funny fails, so do keep tuned. Do keep watching to the end for the last boss fight that we have done in the academy. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. How I miss that every time. Oh, I thought I could roll on a horse. There we go. Got there in the end. Crucible, not talisman. Again, if I had a rune arc, I think this would be a lot quicker. Whoa. Half its health. Gosh. My God. There we go. Gotcha. Boom. Ooh. Wait, did he? Right, and we are back. Now we're going to be trying to take in on the Crucible Knight. I had a little bit of advice from a friend of mine on how to do this a bit more effectively. I'm just going to say I didn't really go to plan. I left the video in here just because I thought it was interesting. Now, you do see me kill the beast pretty quickly. The beast, I don't struggle with the beast. It's really quick, it's really simple. Now, I have kind of learned how to kill off the Crucible Knight, and it's all about parrying to break his stance and then beat him to death. However, I didn't do that this time. I do need to get another shield that actually does block physical damage properly. The jellyfish shield just does look pretty cool, to be fair. You see me here diving around. I'm not even quite sure what I'm doing. At one point I get hit so hard it throws me up onto the little stage up here. And it's just a bit of a bit of a show, let's just say, without swearing here. He pretty much knocks me for 6. I get a few jumping shots on him. I've been told that I should really be landing more of these because they deal more damage, and it's something I don't really do. I've probably done it about less than 10 times, jump and hit something, which shouldn't be something. It should be something I should be doing more often. I'm a strength build. Now, when we get the ability to respec, I'm gonna hold on. I do have one of the tiers required to respec, but we are gonna hold on to that for a little while till we decide if we do wanna change our build. If you do have any suggestions for a build you want to see, then just drop them in the comments below and we will go ahead and do that. If I like it, I might even go ahead and respec during this gameplay, or we may crack on with a separate gameplay and do that. I do have a few ideas that I want to do. I want to either do something like a Jesus build, because those look quite fun, a double shield build, or something along those lines. And here you go, you see us get absolutely destroyed, and that wasn't enough for him. The Crucible Knight just absolutely goes for us. Now, I realised that I probably need to get a few extra runes here. I just got to a point where I'm not strong enough, but I failed at this pretty hard. Now, I thought the Game of Thrones looking sword that I've got would be the more ideal weapon for the next few bosses. And boy, was I wrong. Because I spent all this time killing off all of these bats, and you'll see me die time and time and time again. I'm pleased to report that I didn't actually lose any of my runes. I went back and picked them up, but I probably did this for a good 15-20 minutes. Got myself something like 40,000-50,000 runes, which isn't a huge amount, but it's something. And then I went ahead and spent it all on somber stones. Boosted this thing up, thinking I was a real G. Got to the point and it was crap. It was slow. It wasn't doing as much damage as my Bloodhound weapon. I understand my Bloodhound's +5, not +4. But the damage output looked better, but overall it was just slower. So I sacked it in. I come back here, grind myself out another 40 or 50,000 runes, boost my level up a few times, and then we go ahead and advance throughout the story, which you'll see here shortly. Now, if anyone does have any better farming spots for where I roughly am in the game, if you could drop it in the comment section below, because I don't really know of any. I'm still very new to this game, and this place I found I can generate runes pretty quickly, probably 200,000 an hour I guess at a push if I wasn't constantly dying, which isn't a lot, but for me it is a decent amount at this level. I don't have any rune arcs left, so I wasn't using any here, and I've learnt my lesson, to be honest, not to use them during these grindy bits, because if you die you lose it. Now, you can get rune arcs back by buying them at, I don't even know what their names are, but at the round table we've got these 2 hags where you drop the bell bearings off at, and you can buy them from there. Or if you help people on their worlds, you have the ability to win a rune arc at the end of that. It's kind of your reward, which if you've seen one of my previous shorts, I think it's down as, I go to someone's world and I finally beat the Crucible Knight thinking, great, that's going to be perfect for my world. Yeah, the realisation set in pretty quickly when I saw the mob drop and the door go back to like the foggy grey. The foggy gold. Now, all of this is a little bit new to how we're doing this. We're putting the highlights in for the whole week just to see how we get on and see what type of response it gets, because a lot of you seem to be, I say a lot of you, everyone that voted wanted it to be done in highlight form, and actually breaking this footage down. Played for about 5 or so hours in the last 4 or 5 days, and I edited out 4.5 hours worth of footage because a lot of it was just me running to places, me getting lost. It just wasn't interesting. So I do fully understand where you're all coming from, and I'm glad I put the poll out there so we can go ahead and actually push these videos and make them a bit more entertaining and a bit more engaging. Now, this is, actually I've skipped a lot here. This is the boss fight, the dog fight within the academy. Now, I accidentally edited out, there's a secret room just before you get into this fight. You go ahead and you smack one of the bookcases and it opens up into a secret room. There's a few items and a ladder and a couple of notes on the floor that tell you to jump down this hole. And not gonna lie, I was very skeptical of it. I ran away. I died at another point and then come back and ran through it, jumped down, and then found myself a few items and those suicidal pots that come charging at you. Now, it took me a few attempts to kind of nail this boss, because you'll see in the next clip that I was using all my health pots, all of my flasks, everything, my spirit, before I even got to this fight. And then I worked out in this clip here that you can kill the first 3 of these spellcasters and actually just sneak past everything else. And by doing so, you avoid the spinning, rampaging pot thing that just comes charging at you, and then you completely negate the 3 or 4 wizards that stood there. And you can sprint past the other 1 or 2 wizards that stood in the room and on the staircase and go straight into the fight. You've got all your pots left, you've got your spirit left, and, you know, bish bash bosh, you're straight through. And it's so much quicker. I think I spent a good hour and a half just on this phase. So yeah, if I had uploaded the videos as normal, it would have been just me dying over and over and over again to the boss and even to these little spellcasters. Now I finally twig, I set myself up quite well, enter the room, and this fight isn't particularly the hardest fight in the game. It's not the easiest, but he does melt extremely quick with, I don't know whether he is weak to slashing, but with my moves, you'll see me at the start here, I'm panicking a little bit here, I've been hit a few times, I'm running away, I pop my shield 20% damage boost for 30 seconds, I'm getting my ass handed to me. My beast is doing a bit of damage, but it's not enough to sustain the fight. And then I finally grow a bit of confidence, get myself in there, and then I hit him, and watch his health drop by like, what, 15% on a hit? Which is mega. So I realise actually, I'm a strength build. Now the whole point of strength build is, I need to get myself some better armour, but we're a tank and spank. And when we get a bit better armour, we can just normally out damage a lot of these. Obviously you still have to dodge, you still have to avoid certain damage, but look at that. Smack him 5, 6, 7 times there. Dead. Done. Collect my faulty runes, which I think was 0 anyway. Grab myself the Sight of Grace. Now I don't have to come back to this fight again. I can't remember what the drop was. The drop would be on the screen. And yeah, I go ahead and I throw my levels. This is a bit of a fail. So my math was really off. There was math with a double F there, really off on this one. I was like 200 runes off, 100 runes off, or 50 runes off, however much it is. And I had to keep going back into my damn inventory and just using the runes I had found. So I could go ahead, and I think I just level up Vigor just to boost my health pool a little bit. Yeah, it was Vigor. You'll see us throw the extra stat in there. I do have a little look to see how much strength boost I would get, but ultimately, bigger health pool I've got, the less chance I am at dying. Now, once we make our way out of that room, we come to this floating staircase, really. I'm blissfully unaware. I mean, I've never seen the academy. I'm just running down and see an item like a magpie, a shiny thing, and this massive ball comes charging towards me, like Takeshi's castle. And I just kind of fail into it. And then I thought, alright, I can jump around this thing. You know, I've seen Takeshi's castle, I've seen them dive into those little holes as it runs down. And my brain just couldn't compute this. Run to the right. It wouldn't have hit me. But for some reason, I hugged the left. And I keep running and almost got hit by the next ball. So, lucky for me, I finally get through. I'm just trying to... Yes, so this is the next little fight. A friend of mine said, before I got to the main boss, that did this guy wreck me? And actually, weirdly, no. He didn't wreck me. The next clip wrecked me. But he hits really hard. But you'll see here, I run out of stamina, or endurance, sorry. I'm smacking him down, his health drops, and then I just can't do the last swing. Look how much health he just destroys me. What, 75% of my health? Like that. Gone. Don't know if you can hear the click there for dramatic effect. But it's gone. So we go ahead here and we run to the right just to have a little look. because I'm not 100% sure what's going on. So this is my first playthrough ever, it's my first Souls game, so I like to have a little explore as we go. I like to go ahead and grab some items. I really like reading the things on the floor, like the notes from players, and I have a little explore. Now I'm off to go find an item here that, you know, I didn't even know it was there. So what I do like about this game though is that it's just how open it is. You have a linear path you can follow in terms of, you know, the bosses, the story mode. You can speedrun it for, you know, a few hours to get to the end, but Elden Ring just has all these like little pathways. You could jump out of a window, run across a little bit of brickwork, and suddenly you're in a whole different place. It's incredible. So I get my ass up here, come against one of these massive pumpkin head dudes and a few spellcasters. And I don't know how I don't die here. I don't know how I tank it, because he's hitting like a truck. The spellcasters are annoying. And I get caught on a wall, I think, at one point. Here we go, I get caught on this wall. Like an idiot. Get caught on it again. Quickly heal myself up. And then just stand there. Hoping and praying that it walks towards me. And I don't know what it gets stuck on here. It gets stuck on some like virtual wall or invisible wall. Obviously virtual something. It gets stuck on something. I have to walk around it to break whatever it's stuck on, and eventually he comes. Yeah, it comes to me, and he hits through a wall. I mean, I've learned the hard way with these bosses. Not bosses. It's not a boss, is it? These little kind of mobs that some of them go through walls, and especially one of the bosses where you feed it the is it the deathweed? That can come through the door and it can hit through the wall. So just as a disclaimer, if you ever get to that point, don't stand still. So I'll go ahead and I finally work this out. For some reason I literally edit out the bounty and the loot I got from it. I have no idea why, but we're getting there. So I go ahead and come to the lift. I have no idea what's up this lift. I'm blissfully unaware of the hell that is about to spawn. This is arguably the creepiest boss fight I have ever done in this game. And some of this stuff is creepy. Some of the artwork and models and bosses and mobs are just freaky. But this one took the biscuit. And there is a cutscene coming up, so I'm going to shut up so you can listen and watch the cutscene, and you'll see what I mean if you've never got to this fight before.
Hush, little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
Right, I hope you see what I mean about the creepy. I don't even know what these things are. Now, this took me a little while to twig what I was supposed to actually be doing. You see, I one-shot these creepy looking dudes, or dudettes, I guess that they are. And I see that you hit so many of them, this thing drops down, right? The boss drops down. Now, as you can see on the screen, I dropped the boss to like, what, 5% HP? And my brain shuts down, completely shuts down. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I have to go hit these purple ones that are throwing the books at me. But no, wrong. If you're doing this fight for the first time, you are looking for the 3, I think they're women, singer things on the floor. You want to hit them. Just hit the 3 of them. You don't have to kill them, you just have to hit them. And it breaks her shield. Drops her to the ground, and you can go ahead. There you go. There's the singer. Goes ahead, it drops her to the floor, and you know when she's dropped because everything in the room starts singing. If you're not paying attention, they'll all start looking at her and start singing, and you know exactly when it's up. And my brain doesn't compute. As you can see, I get to the boss and bang, I'm thrown. I've sped this clip up because I do die, but the way I die in this clip, is not how I expected to die. Didn't really have anything epic to say there, but you'll see it. I get hit by a chandelier. Just a chandelier. I didn't even know there were chandeliers in this room. So I get hit, I get taken out, and I'm like, right, I know what I'm doing in this fight here. Got my game head on, I'm running, forget to pull the lever, splat, you died. Brilliant! So, we ain't going to count that as a try. So, second is the charm, right? And we have sped up phase 1 again because we've already shown phase 1 once, and I've come back with a little bit more experience. I've not gone ahead and farmed more runes because I thought I was strong enough for this. I understand the basic principle of this fight. Come in, take out these thingy ones, or I still think I have to hit the purple ones. But, no, boss drops down, and I'm strong enough, actually, to... No, I haven't done it in this clip. Not strong enough in this clip, but I didn't realise at the time in this clip as well that you get stuff thrown at you. Not just the books, not just the flamethrowers, but like these stands that just get thrown at you and they explode and they hurt. The chandelier, you'd think I'd learn from last time. But clearly I didn't. I don't even think I realised I had died by a chandelier until I went back and rewatched all the clips. As soon as I'd gone back and watched the clip, I then realised the big mistake I made. There we go, we'll go ahead and down it. I'm going to stop now because there's another cutscene.
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee. Patience. Ye will be countless born forever and ever. Upon my name is Rani the Witch. Mother's rich slumber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide. Of the last queen of Carian, Rennala of the full moon. And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
I had no idea that there was a phase 2 to this boss, but it makes perfect sense because their health pool is atrocious. She is actually weak to slashing, I believe, when I looked up the stats afterwards. And this fight is pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie, as a melee, it's not particularly difficult. I just derped out pretty hard on my first attempt. You'll see me, I get hit by all these magic spells. I don't heal myself enough, and I just get totaled. And it wasn't the best. I learnt a lot from this. I learnt an absolute lot, but I didn't see her next phase, so I wasn't prepared for what was to come for the second time I tried this. I phased this out because the death is pretty embarrassing. I get splattered. So we're off again. I'm not after levels here, but a rune arc. Like I said earlier in the video, I don't have any. So I'll come back to my favourite grinding spot, my favourite farm spot, my favourite things that grab me and scream in my face till my ears explode. I've come back here and get my ass kicked. Nah, I don't. I get the runes I needed. You need 4,000 runes. So I come across to these old hags, buy myself a rune arc, come back to the boss. I'm ready. Pop my rune arc before I've got to this, so you can see my health pool's a lot bigger. And I haven't sped this clip up because I'm like the Hulk in this. No, I've come in, I'm finding all the purple ones, the ones that actually throw books at you. We dodged the flamethrower ones quite a few times. They don't do much damage to us. But we're on the hunt for the singers. I don't know their names actually. They're just creepy, legless versions of the woman. But killing her is so important for the story and for us because we can respec. Once she dies, the great rune she drops doesn't need to be activated like Godric's rune does. all it needs to happen is you collect it at the end of the fight, which you've given to it anyway in your inventory. Now, what's brilliant about it is you need a tier, and what I'll do throughout this fight, probably about now, I'll throw it up on the screen so you can see what you need to respec. Anyway, she drops to the floor in a minute. I think I even have time to pick up the runes that I dropped, which really wasn't a lot. But I'm looking for the last mob here, and you actually see that they fall from the sky. She just seems to be throwing more and more of her offspring. They're kind of like Oompa Loompas, that they all just look the same, but it's kind of creepy. So we're going ahead and we're trying to find this singer. You can hear it, but for some reason, again, my brain shuts down. Now, I was doing this, I think at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I kind of just wanted to go to bed, but obviously part of me knew I could do this fight, so I didn't want to go to bed. So I thought, alright, okay, let's have another crack at it. If I can get this done, get the work done. There, we found the final singer. If we can get this done, I can go to sleep easy. There we go, we can see them all start to sing. Drops to the floor. And look at this damage. She only has about 3,800 health points at this time, and I absolutely shred her. Doesn't even get through to the explosion phase. Goes ahead, we skip the cutscene because you've all seen it. And we go ahead for the final phase. And now, this final phase it went alright actually. You will see me mad panic at the end, because I didn't know it summons things into the fight. So I'm casually standing there trying to get in. I've got my rotten astray on there doing its work. We're doing a bit of work. I really need to upgrade these things. That'll be part of the next episode. It's going in. I'm going in. Smack her about a bit. And then out of nowhere, pushes me back, and a massive dragon appears. I'm like, whoa. Okay. So there's a big spiritual fire-breathing dragon. And no. It doesn't just end there. She spawns in more. She spawns in trolls, she spawns in wolves, she spawns in the bloodhound that I struggled to kill. I had to get Blad to come and back me up. I can't rely on him this time, so I just avoid them. I just run. I roll, I barrel roll, I keep rolling, I keep rolling, I keep going, I get closer, and I smack her. Pushes me back. What have we got this time? Big ass troll. Now, if you've seen episode 1, you know I really struggled killing these things. Then I used that as a bit of a rune farm, and that got boring. But I'm quite used to killing those things, as every Elden Ring player is, right? Now, she disappears into the moon form, and we're like, okay, get our ass knocked back again. Now this is the furthest I've ever got in this fight. My heart is pounding at this point. I am stressed that I ain't going to be able to do this. But the perfect thing is, I get close enough. Do then start to get my ass handed to me, and then I really realise how much damage she actually physically outputs. And you'll see me here. Here comes some brilliant editing. Really bad angle though. Bear with me. Some really cool editing when I can get my ass close enough. Kind of dive through all of the magic. Then I get the lunge to go forwards. And we get the KO. I really wanted to play around with the slow-mo there. I've never used a slow-mo in this thing. So I go ahead, get the kill. Perfect. We go ahead and we get her Great Rune. We go ahead and actually get her seal, I think it is. Basically, you take it to the woman up in the round table, which you'll see in the next clip, actually. And I didn't do this with Godric. And please, if this is your first playthrough, the drops you get from the main bosses in the story, do not cash them in for runes. You want to come to this woman here with the 2 fingers, and you want to cash those checks in. You can go ahead and take an item from the boss you've just killed. Godric, you can get his hammer or his dragon head. And with this fight, you get the ability to get her staff, or you go ahead and get the moon shiny, kind of like Goku's special move, right? Some Dragon Ball Z stuff here. That's kind of how you can do a Dragon Ball Z build as well. But I do go ahead and pick up staff. I don't think I'm ever going to use the magic during this playthrough. I will end up doing a new game plus one, so I'll come in and grab the second one. But I hope you all enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye.